I'm putting it back into the city. It's not going in my pockets. I want 20K in my pockets for me.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hello, people.
Hi, guys.
You are watching the
Queenagers. I don't know why I always do jazz hands.
No.
I was like,
Exactly.
all the time, huh?
Yes, we are back. We are back. We had 1 week off because we were sick.
Yeah, like literally.
No
Like,
way
you know, when
around
you
it.
can't move from your bed, can't move from your sofa. We was on the sick door.
Yes,
mate.
yes.
Was like, it was horrible.
You know, it's going around. There is some funky strain of a flu that is flying through the UK at the moment.
Bird flu.
And it probably is bird flu. It took us out, but we're back.
But we're back.
Yes,
We're back.
almost ready. I still have a bit of a cough, so you may hear it from time to
Yeah,
time.
both of us.
But
In fact, I think we'll be like sounding like Muttley. Remember Muttley?
yeah, yeah. Basically, that is the cough. That is blatantly the cough. I don't even know what is going on. All right, let's get into it though.
All right, let's get straight into it.
Yes,
Let's go.
immediately. So this week on the Royal Scroll, the theme is what's going on in the internet streets, because the internet in itself has just been giving us memes and virality like all week. So we're gonna start off with Onijah. I know I'm butchering this woman's name.
Mate, she's gonna hate you now.
Onijah Robinson, who has taken over Pakistan.
Wasn't it Onaya?
Anaya?
I think Nee or Dante, our producer, said it's Anaya.
Anaya Robinson, your name has been butchered. I'm so sorry. But yeah, let's watch this.
She was like, Onijah.
Why are you demanding 1,000K to government? In which country?
100K
100K.
for real estate. I'm putting it back into the city. It's not going in my pockets. I want 20K in my pockets for me.
So what is your next plan? Are you stay here or going back?
I'm taking my family from Arcade Gardens 605-A. I'm taking them and I'm taking them to Dubai.
Where is your family?
It's private. I'm Muslim and it's against my religion to tell y'all my business. Have a nice day.
Onijah, where have you been last 3 months and have you reached Ahmad?
Excuse me. I just said it's against my religion to tell you my business, okay? I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm a piano, it's a big vibe, but the girls them know. Steadily, easily. I'm a piano.
I feel great, Shabana.
You want to go back your country?
It's private, but no, I do not. I'm from Pakistan now.
How Pakistan helped and take care of you?
Shabana, would you like to speak, Shabana? Okay, she's been taking care of me. Thank you very much.
She's taking care of yours.
Yes, everybody. This is my team.
Okay.
Yes, hi.
What am I seeing?
That's the best of what I found. I was literally like, this woman is bloody
She's
hilarious. She's also insane.
Yeah, no, she's clinically somewhere. There's something not right. The second video took me out because that amount of makeup and the red with the movements took me out. I'm like, what?
Bro.
She's turning this into like a viral moment.
Yes. She took over Pakistan. Like for a whole week, she was on the news every single day. So like, it's like the tall and short of it is, she's gone to Pakistan. Apparently, she catfished a 19-year-old.
A 19-year-old?
Yeah, and they got married online somehow. And when she got there, the family was like, you're insane. You're not taking our son. And they left their house.
They left their house. She wouldn't leave.
Well, they left Yeah, they left their house
because she wouldn't leave.
And so then she then had to get in touch with the authorities, or somehow got in touch with the authorities, and then she became a news story. And obviously then she started demanding money, saying that she'll help Pakistan, the place needs to be sorted out. I mean, I loved how they handled her though, because it was with care. People were saying,
you can
they'll
see
fly her
they
home.
actually, like, there was respect.
Yes.
And you don't often see, like, especially in certain parts of the world, where women are not necessarily, the hierarchy.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
They tend to be sort of like downtrodden, or they tend to be sort of like put in their place a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Very rare that you see them just actually treat them with that kind of kid love.
Precise. Yes, exactly.
So it's almost like maybe they think it's also that she's displaying certain things that's making them kind of go, oh, actually, we can't roughshod her.
Yes.
It will be like,
Well, it was great PR for Pakistan.
There you go.
Because, like, how they all were, like, there's one video and she's like, I have a team. And she's like, Shanam, do you want to speak? And the woman's like, no. So it seemed like she was being looked after.
Okay.
And now she's back in the US. But hopefully she gets the mental... the mental health care that she needs. She brought me joy this week, though. I can't even lie. Honestly,
I've
she has
seen
made me
some
laugh.
videos like off the back of it. I saw the first one and I was just like, yo, she looks like she's fully gone, but whatever.
I
The
don't
video and the
understand.
meme since. No.
The white person makeup on top.
With the red lips.
The drawn on eyebrows.
The video where she looks like someone's like granny. And a bonnet and everything.
I know, it looks like a whole different woman.
It's like, who's that?
Insane in the membrane.
Very, very funny.
But a lot has been taken place, and we can't gloss over Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. And
it'll be like a first for me.
This is exactly. I'm so glad you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I actually was going to wait until the end of the day anyway, so it's a good thing that I get to see it today.
Get to see it.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a massive fan of Kendrick's music.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Kendrick's shows.
Okay.
I've watched him. I remember he did Freedom with Beyonce.
Yeah.
When I say I hated that performance, I hated it. And I remember thinking after then, if he can just make music for me, I'll be happy. I'll be a fan still. But I can't.
Folks are on it. There are a whole set of people that are on it as well. But at this moment in time, is this now bullying Drake?
Oh,
like
yeah,
you had a whole stadium of people shout A minor. Like that's a lot.
That's what, but I keep saying this. This is what happens when you start shit. If you can't handle the heat, come out the kitchen.
Yeah.
And turn off the air fryer. Because I don't understand why you would want to put yourself in this position. And the thing is, I just watched something on Threads just now, a really old clip from 2013, I think it is, or 2014, where Drake is talking about Kendrick's having his moment, Now, just remember, these are like after Poetic Justice and a couple other tunes that like Drake put Kendrick on and stuff, and you're throwing shade. You're just throwing shade.
That is the problem with Drake.
So it's like...
Because he can't help himself. So people they don't feel sorry for him because he's always out here chatting off his mouth.
Yeah.
But it's the Super Bowl.
But it's life.
Man.
And if you start... The thing is, if you always choose to go up on social media, TV, interviews, and in those interviews you throw daggers, like quick little jabs, then you're a little, that's what you are, you're a little bitch boy. So it's like, how long from when you start your career and you've made it, and this guy now is coming up and he's making it, and you're trying to throw little jabs here and there, and he's not really said anything, because this is the other thing, because for a long time
when you want to be the king,
nothing.
that's how it goes. All right.
So no, he's not being bullied.
He's being a little bitch boy. And there's another little bitch boy, Elon Musk, as well. He's a little bitch boy. While I was scrolling in our then and now section, I came across something that literally made me die. I don't even think you guys have seen this in a long time. Watch this.
My fellow South Africans, I feel it is time for me to tell you the facts as they really are. 1. Bananas are marsupials. 2. Cows run on gravy. 3. Salmon live in trees and eat pencils. 4. Reform in South Africa is on the way.
I've travelled this whole world of ours from Barnsley to Peru. I've had sunstroke in the Arctic and a swim in Timbuktu. I've seen unicorns in Burma and a yeti in Nepal. And I've danced with 10-foot pygmies in a Montezuma hall. I've met the King of China and the working Yorkshire miner, but I've never met a nice South African.
No, he's never met a nice South African. And it's not bloody surprising, man, 'cause we're a bunch of arrogant bastards who hate black people.
I once got served in Woolies after less than 4 weeks wait. I had lunch with Rowan Atkinson when he paid and wasn't late. I know a public swimming bath where they don't piss in the pool. I know a guy who got a job straight after leaving school. I met a normal Merman and a fairly modest German, but I've never met a nice South African.
No, he's never met a nice South African. And that's not bloody surprising, man, 'cause we're a bunch of talentless murderers who smell like baboons.
Spitting Image was one of the best things to come on
Channel
a
4,
Sunday.
Well done, mate. Well done.
You couldn't get away with that.
Literally, that's the question. Could
couldn't.
that happen now?
No way.
I mean,
no way. Well, it can happen, but you're
wrong.
getting.
Yeah, you wouldn't be wrong in saying what you're saying, but there would be the people that would actually be against it. That's who would surprise you. Do you know what I mean?
Like, no,
like the
this can't
liberals,
come
the
on.
full-on liberals that support like anybody that gets this. It's like you can't do that, and they don't even know why they're arguing. Do you know one of them was? I don't know why they're arguing against why you can't do it. You know, but fully know that they're not the most nicest of people. They can be quite hateful.
Like, I just think it's the honesty of it all. The fact that the guy, can you remember when we were kids and it was President Buford, I think it was, but he would always come on talking about South Africa's going to change.
Well, I thought it was F.W. de Klerk.
He was there too.
Yeah.
I think it was Buford, then it went to de Klerk, then it was Mandela. Yeah, in our lifetime.
I think so, yeah.
But, you know, in South Africa, the politicians was always, they would just lie. Like the man, Elon, doing the salute. You just lied.
That's a lie. Like,
has anybody
Elon just lies anyway. I think it gets to a point where you just can't even. I wouldn't pay any mind to what he's doing or saying. I actually think even though he is in a place where he's getting more power, I still don't think it will last very long.
I don't know actually, because I think the fact that they've done what they've done so far and not really been called to task, I'm like, actually, this can go on for a while.
But I think it's just money. I just think he's just in a position because of the money that he has. But I don't think it means anything in the grand scheme. I think they know that he's not the guy to do anything special.
The only thing that's going to stop it
in that position
is if Trump and Musk have a falling out.
Yeah,
and
I reckon it will happen though.
I think it's inevitable because both of them have extremely large egos, and I think the way that it works is that both of them think that they are the one running things.
Yes, yeah.
And at some point, it will get to a point where publicly one of them will be exposed to be the person who is clearly not running things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, have you ever met a nice South African?
Yes.
White South African.
White South. I don't actually.
Have you ever met a nice white South African?
I've not met a white South African before in my life.
Are you serious?
No.
When we was working in
Toucan. Yeah.
There was a few of them, weren't
there
there?
was lots of white South Africans. Yeah.
I don't remember. Honestly.
I had a fight with one of those white South Africans. I had to slap her because she was being rude to a toilet attendant, called the person a black bastard.
Oh.
So my recollections are not too favourable.
Yeah, I don't remember them being like pleasant at all. I remember them actually being quite combative.
Each time,
She probably says that about you.
I always think of this song though. Whenever I think of a white South African, I always think a spitting image, and it comes to my mind that I have never met a nice white South African.
You know, I've never heard that before in my life.
Serious?
But I'm dying. I'm dying. Like, I can't believe what I've just seen.
Spitting image.
They said they smell like baboons, and then show baboons on the screen. It's like
Spitting image did all of that.
Amazing.
All we're doing is showing what was done back in the day. That was on TV, terrestrial TV, for the nation to watch. Oh,
what's
God.
up next, girl?
Okay,
What's
all
happening
right.
next?
So next section is Life's a Lesson. And this week there is a clip going around from Temptation Island in Spain, and Montoya. That's the name that everybody has on their lips.
Okay.
Montoya. Oh, Montoya.
It's not actually an old clip. This is a current season.
No, serious.
Yeah. Like, so the next episode is gonna be out in the next few days.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this
It's
is
current
this is
season.
real. This is real time.
This just happened. Montoya is somewhere crying. Montoya, por favor.
So Montoya is out here. His chick is there getting walked on television.
That's all I've got to say to that. Mate.
Why would anybody go on reality TV in a legitimate relationship?
Yeah,
Like, you really that's his girl. You've been with her, and she's now getting pressed on TV.
Do you not think that maybe some of these couples, before they go in, have an understanding? So, okay, so maybe they actually have an open relationship, or maybe for the purpose of this, they've said, all right, free pass, because what we actually want is the fame, the notoriety, and the clicks.
You
and
think he
the
was
memes.
acting though?
I mean,
That was bloody good acting if it's acting, because that was.
but
anguish
also,
in
I
his
don't
voice.
put anything past anybody.
I was
these
gonna
days.
say I don't know if it was that good acting. You know.
Oh, no, he was
I'm
broken.
Like, no, look. Even if you was a broken man, yeah, you're on TV, yo. Right, behave yourself.
Yeah,
all
but
you have to do is just go. Nah.
yeah, but if he had done that, we wouldn't be talking about him right now.
Of course not. That's why it could
So
be
he
acting.
could be acting. Okay.
Because
But-
to me, it's like you've just watched your girl get rooted out, right?
Yeah.
On live TV.
Yeah.
And in front of the host as well. So you're standing there with the host next to
She
you.
didn't even, she wanted to watch it with you.
Right,
Imagine.
right. And then you run. My thing is this year, because this is where it's absolute nonsense. Even if they had some type of discussion beforehand, why would you then be in that position where you're doing this? You're running, you're screaming, you're pulling up your pants.
to pulling up the pants.
Pulling up the
was
pants
crazy.
was
It was great.
showing his thighs. It's like but I'm not convinced.
If the whole thing is real, can we take a moment to just deep her reasoning for doing what she done?
What did she say?
Because she saw a video of him a few nights before
Yeah.
getting a dance from a stripper.
So, because he was getting a lap dance,
Yes.
she was like, I'm going to allow this guy to phone me.
Before God fear woman. Because that is outrageous.
To be fair, though, Montoya, why are you even on Temptation Island?
If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. There's the second time I'm
But the
saying
whole
it
point
now.
is you're going on because you don't
For
believe...
temptation.
Yeah, no, but you're going on for temptation, but you do not believe that no one thinks I'm going to go on Temptation Island and I'm going to falter. You're going on because you're going to be like, I can go on Temptation Island to prove that I can't be tempted.
You can only talk for yourself, though. This is the
Yeah.
thing. You see how he can go on there and be like, guaranteed my girl's not going to do something. You can't guarantee
Nah,
nothing. bro.
she was there enjoying it. I have seen a clip. So obviously you see her startled and she hears like him screaming. And then she comes out and first off, she is a bit like, why are you here?
Yes.
Like, literally is like, she switches and then she starts begging him. And there are rumors out there why I thought this was old, because there was rumors saying, nah, they're still together. I don't know how you can still have a relationship after this humiliation.
You still got to complete
because
show.
of the TV aspect to it. It's just so humiliating. But mate, I don't know.
There was a similar situation in The Ultimatum whereby there was a couple that got together. They didn't want to be on the show. their partners brought them on the show.
Yeah.
They got together, and then they kissed and they did certain things, and then the the lights went out and the camera actually didn't show all that.
Because
this
is Spanish TV. They're
they're
giving
horny,
us it
right,
all.
giving us the whole thing, right? Whereas in that one, you could just see he walks into the room, and then the light goes out, and then the thingy, the camera, the night camera kicks in, and he has no bottoms on.
Right.
Black guy, yeah, he's got no bottoms on, and he's just standing there at the door, and then he just shuts the door, and then it goes.
Which ultimatum?
The last one.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Apparently they didn't have sex.
I
That
don't
was
believe that
staged.
for a second.
Yeah, that was staged. They've all come out and said that it was staged. Both of them have said that they literally did that for the thing. But now the South African ultimatum, watch that shit.
I've watched it. Yeah.
They have sex. South African reality TV as well.
what-
Don't go on that shit with your partner.
See, this is the thing, right? Because then people start believing all the other shows, and then start trying to do the same thing, if anything, and trying to beat the ratings and stuff like that. And then someone's gonna just do it,
Yeah.
There's always going to be one person that's going to say, you know what, they emulated like they was having they pretended like they was having sex. Let's do it.
American TV and UK TV at this moment in time, the reality journey, you're not going to get sex because everybody is there to be a star, and loads of them have come out of drama school. Now you go to other countries like Australia, that's why people love that. It's more authentic.
Yeah.
It's like Love Island
Australia.
season 1 and 2.
Yeah, I
So-
love
They're
I
raw.
love Australia.
They're gonna have sex. They cuss each other.
If we were offered 25 grand to go on to Temptation Island, 25 grand each, so 50 grand.
That's not enough money.
No, this is
What's
not
the price tag?
No,
it's got to be like a good 10 million.
Yeah, it's
10 million.
It's got to
Yes.
be. It's got to be an indecent
So wait, you
proposal.
wouldn't just go on Temptation Island,
Right.
25 grand, and just not do nothing.
No, I'm not going on that show. It's literally like
25 grand.
No.
Temptation Island,
No.
but you don't entertain anybody.
No.
Because you're just here for the 25
I'm not
grand.
going on Temptation Island. That will ruin my reputation.
How? Because you didn't do. It's going to ruin your reputation
To go
if you
on
do
that
things.
reality show
Nah.
in itself, it's literally it's the scum of the earth reality show. I'm only going on it for 10 million.
I think you do have to say to
We just
yourself
missed out on
at
50
times,
grand.
what would I do to be on TV?
And it's absolutely not Temptation Island.
I would do it. I would do it.
25k.
You better go with your second wife.
If you think about what happens when you go on these shows, the way in which people have warped different versions of who you are
Yeah.
based on what they've seen, not on what they've actually really seen. They've seen what they've actually been shown via cameras. So you're doing stuff, let's be honest, they don't show everything that you do, right? If they want to turn you into a villain, they can turn you into a
Your
villain.
reputation's
Even
mad.
if you've only just said a few things here and there, the way they can turn you into it by being like, feeding them the subject.
Nah, mate.
Truth be told, though, I have a thing with Big Brother where I feel like I would want to do it, but then also I know myself and I don't have the patience for idiots.
I auditioned for Big Brother.
Oh, really? What happened?
When
Tell us
Jovan
about the
did it,
process.
When Jovan did it. Well, I went with Jovan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was,
We both got through.
So why did you not?
I said, you do not show black women in a good light, and I do not think that, because of that, I don't think you will put me on.
You got something on your jacket. Oh, it's on your shoulder. Oh, sorry, it's a chip.
Oh, well done, because you actually got me too. Well done.
I didn't actually want to go on the show. I went for because my cousin was like, I want to.
No, I actually would like to do
and
Big
he
Brother.
was like, come down, and we went through the whole thing. It was fun. I saw this girl who was like a stripper. I was like, she'll be on it. And then there was another person, and it was just all really weird.
Govan's year wasn't a great.
It was a really
season.
weird audition process.
The whole thing with Big Brother is though, you want a good season, and it's on that basis where I would always have a question mark because you can't select that. You may be in on a shit
year. It was
year.
like sitting there, you could see what type of black women they were going to put on the show. I just decided anyway I didn't want to do it, but because we got through, and then it was just like the next day.
If they'd come to you and been like, Sherona, we want you on.
I don't know. I wasn't.
it.
I
You're
wasn't. Do you know
doing
what?
it.
My cousin wanted to be on it. I wasn't prepared to take that. Like
You're doing it.
he wanted to do it.
You're not turning it down.
No, seriously, Nan.
If
I'm
they
being-
had casted
I'm
you, if
I'm
they
being-
were like, no, we want you in.
I'm being deadly serious. It was not for me. It was for him. And if it and if I got in and he didn't get in, that would be off key for me.
Yeah, so you would have been like, no, I'm not doing it.
No. I was already like, no, I'm not
What was
doing
his
it.
take? Like, so all these years later, what's his
He
take on it?
hated it.
Really?
He hated it.
It was a shit year though.
No, not just that. They turned him into a villain.
Yeah, it
And
was a shit
like-
year.
I remember.
The Sunshine Girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I'm going to tell people now, yeah? The Sunshine Girl turned him into a villain, then became his best friend when they left the show.
It's always happening.
Calling him, asking him for advice on life. Yeah?
Always the way it goes.
I can't, when I say, and then when we got there and he was shell shocked because obviously he got booed. And I was just like, look, you're just the worst person because your personality is Marmite. But it wasn't necessary for it to be so strong that way. And it's because they didn't show anything else.
Yeah.
All the things he was talking about, all the things he said, he goes, did they show this? No. Did they show this? No. All they showed is you bitching about the situation with Sunshine.
Yeah.
Within a week, he was gone.
It's how it goes. That is the thing with reality TV. I think as a black person anyway, to play it well, you either have to be like such a pleasant downtone of who you are, and you've got to stay like that for at least 2 weeks if you manage to survive, and then you can start showing range. But you can't go in with your personality.
And to be fair as well, I think it is just easier for black men. I think the bar to conform is lower. I think anyway.
Depending on, but also you got to think
you
the
gotta-
range
you
of
gotta
people
know.
in there. They may go in and already know there's parts of your personality, and then you're gonna be the villain. I think they plan it all
you have
out.
to decide that you're the villain, like Victor. Decide if you're
Or
the
yeah,
villain.
or you wear it like that, but then he was flipping hilarious.
Yeah, but
you either got to be a funny villain.
He was the villain.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was great. It's like he realized,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the villain in this. He
Yeah.
knew. Because you know,
I think it is
he's
that you gotta be that
He was
strong.
so turned on to when the cameras was on him that he was like realizing, oh, when I say A, B, and C, the camera turns to me.
Yeah,
So he must have done the math. And both him and the blonde guy, I can't remember his name. They smashed it.
That's the thing. It depends, and then you need an ally.
Yeah, you need an ally. And the fact that it was a white ally was amazing as well.
Sometimes they say you just, if you get a shit year, is my only thing with it. It's like, if I get a shit year, it's not like you can get a do-over and be like, next year I want to come back on again and do it right. It's like, that's your one
But
chance.
don't you think that it was, don't you remember it was one after the other? There was, what's her bloody name? The black girl. The one that had sex in the pool.
Makosi.
Right, so there was Makosi. So there was this
Makosi, they made out to be a villain.
over-sexualization of black women. That was her year.
How
The
did they
lesbian
over-sexualize Makosi?
They all
they picked her because they knew she was a very sexual figure.
Yes.
Okay, so she sexualized herself.
No, they picked her based on her being herself. That's who she is.
So it's 50-50.
So the person comes with who they are.
Yeah.
And they will decide this
the kind of
year
person-
is the black woman that we're going
Yeah,
to have.
right?
And then they spun it on Makosi.
Yes.
And she was also a
The
villain.
villain. Then you had Adele. Remember Adele?
The first
DJ
one.
girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's
And they turned her into a villain too, right?
Yeah.
How?
And she was lovely,
Did they?
actually.
And she was really nice.
Yes.
Yes.
They were like, Adele was bitter.
Yeah,
she was jealous
like,
of somebody else.
Yeah, she was
in there.
she was
I just
nice
remember
to
Adele
people.
being really nice.
Exactly, but they somehow turned
In the
her
press,
into
she was a villain.
Okay.
So I was saying to them, there's no way I would put myself in a position whereby you would be able to turn me into a villain. So I wouldn't do. I can't see. And the thing is, the guy who was filming me was a black guy, and he was just like, "Well, why do you think that? And where did you get that from? And we don't do this, and we don't do that." And I'm like,
literally
I'm watching
isn't
you pick.
anybody that I would say the only person is Alison.
Yeah.
Who didn't get
And the guy, and the black guy, and the black guy with the blue eyes.
Brian.
But he got
Who
stupid
was
and they loved that.
He was completely inoffensive.
They're still a negative because they painted him as stupid and he's not stupid.
Right.
But Alison managed to get a good edit because she's fat.
Yes.
And you can be black and
and fat.
And they're going to like you.
And you're completely, like, you know, absolved of
Chelsea.
any negativity.
Alison would like to think that it's because of her bubbly personality.
Yeah,
She's got a wicked personality, but that doesn't mean that they...
But she would know.
See, we don't play into the stereotypes. They play into the stereotypes. What they do is they create the stereotype by going, right, we need a fat black girl that's really lovely and bubbly. We need a stupid black guy. We need a villain black guy.
Science.
We need science, yeah. The posh one as well.
David.
Right?
Oh my gosh, David.
We need a lovable up north roguey kind of white guy.
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig.
We need an over sexualized white bombshell female. Think about how many of them. Yeah. just roll call. Yeah.
List.
We need an inoffensive, like, you know, black woman, but then she might be offensive at some point. Like, it's like those types of things that happens. Do you remember even the last one? I think it was the celebrity one. And the black woman got turned into a villain as well.
Who? That was Zizi.
No.
Zizi did well on the celebrity
She did really well.
They
she played the game.
Thought Zizi was
She played the game.
But she was great.
And Louis tried.
She watches reality TV.
And
so
Louis tried with her.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to throw you under
and
the bus.
Ekin as well.
Yeah.
They both
Louis
tried.
was a devil.
Ekin Sue, yeah.
Yeah, they both tried it in ZZ, but they don't know how much she watches reality TV. That's the only reason why I'm like, okay, I potentially could go. They contacted us to submit. We kind of get quite a few reality submissions come through.
Yeah.
But none of us actually followed through on it. And it was thinking about it more. I've always wanted to do Big Brother, but at the same time, I was like...
When we were younger,
when it first came out, like up to season 5, I think it was great.
Yeah.
After then, it was like, nah, I don't know.
I think Joe Van did season 8 or something like that, or season 9 or something like that. And I was just like, I think from then,
it was
that and X Factor. It was just like, no, I'm never going to do any of them kind of shows. And the X Factor one was worse. I auditioned for X Factor as well. It's my brother's fault.
Oh, wow.
Next time, let's go into your stupidness. Sherona's stupidness.
Come on then, let's go.
Okay.
Shot. You got a longer length than me. Stand up. No, I ain't doing no boxing. Oh, you should be able to eat my ass up. You should be able to eat me up. You like, wait, and then who want to see that?
Be able to eat my ass up.
That's what
the one I played the other day. Where he's got all of the
yeah, it's the band.
It's the second band. This is not the first band.
Is he wearing like a cap?
Yeah.
This one is mad.
Be able to eat my ass up, and this came on MTV.
Yeah,
it's wild.
The man just has.
How did none of us?
He was in plain sight. He was in plain sight.
He had so many receipts. Jesus, it's crazy. Like how many.
Why would you ever say that though to somebody? Like you should be able to eat my ass up.
I have no idea.
Did he?
I'm waiting for 112 to say something as well. Like I'm like 112.
What?
Because I'm like, they've been quiet. I mean, Jodeci will be quiet anyway because they got caught up in drugs and they weren't really with Puffy.
But I think actually they kind of have come out and been like, we weren't around.
No, like they weren't.
We weren't around.
Everyone's like, oh, Puffy bought Jodeci. It's like Puffy didn't. It was Andre Harrelson.
Yeah.
He bought them.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole thing, like even when they're trying to do these associations, it's like, like trust me, them guys were very, very, very much like into drugs, and that's kind of it.
I think Devontae is the one that has come out and he's been like, we weren't around.
No, and Devontae,
but 112, fair.
Like one point, he was like, no, like this is not for me. He actually was like bringing it up, like you lot are taking the piss.
It's the sexual deviancy with making about. Yeah, everybody should start suing MTV.
But you know, just very quickly, have you seen the Lou Pearlman documentary?
No.
So Lou Pearlman put together Backstreet Boys.
I have seen it. Yes.
It's crazy. Yes. And now it's like, apparently there's a lot of them that have been like, because a lot of them were bought. The boys.
Yes.
A lot of them were bought and have hushed their mouth. And
yes.
I'm not saying anything, but Justin, seems to be very quiet about his experience.
That documentary is crazy in terms of the amount of boys that were in this kind of like 4 or 5 group cycles,
loads
living in his house,
bought. Remember, he's
sold onto other people,
driving them around in limos, picking them up in private jets, taking them to different countries, saying things like, "Oh, you know, you guys got to work out a bit more and touching their muscles." Like this big burly fat dude. I'm sorry.
He is a burly fat
big,
dude.
burly fat dude, like hovering over 15 and 14-year-old boys. I'm like,
they were basically all in compounds.
Yes.
Music industry.
It's coming anyway. The music
is crazy. No, I watched that one and I was like, okay, you know who else has got a documentary and nobody's really talking about it? Louis Walsh.
Oh, I've been waiting for that one.
It's been out for a whole year.
You're joking.
Yes, I just stumbled upon it. It's on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. Louis Walsh.
He is the worst.
Louis Walsh did a whole plane crash on Boyzone that never happened. It was a fabricated story, and he didn't even tell the boys' family that it was fabricated. They were reading it, thinking that the boys had been in a plane crash. I think it was in China.
You're joking.
What?
Yes. This all came out. It's in the documentary. He goes to the press. The boys have been in a plane crash. Their families are reading it in the press. Our children have been in a plane crash. It's all a lie. He did this for PR. Just so that people would start talking about Boyzone. And then he says, I forgot to then contact the families individually to say, this is just for PR. They're all scared that my child has been in a plane crash.
I'm telling you.
He knew what he was doing. You knew, because you don't contact the parents, because then for the first few hours of the story, it has real legitimacy.
Yeah. And if anyone goes to the families and says, look, we just heard that this has happened, are they okay? And then you go, it's not true. Then you completely fluff the thing.
And he wasn't like this was wrong. He says, I would do it again, but I would tell the family.
Yeah, Louis is a devil.
Sick.
Louis is a devil, man.
He's a sicko.
You know, like, I mean, you never really trust these people anyway, but there was one moment when I said, nah, this guy. And it's that moment where it's Extra Factor. He's on the couch with Mel B, and she just outs him, where he's trying to like...
Oh, but she's like...
Trying to basically feeling her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man put his hand on her ass and she's just like, nah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like,
what are you doing?
I know he's supposed to be gay.
Yeah, but he is. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is he's a creep.
Yeah,
he's a big old creep.
That's basically it, isn't it? He's just a deviant.
Yeah.
But yes, they're all coming out.
You can see that in Big Brother as well. That's how much of a bloody deviant he was, mate. Don't like him.
Sitting in the block. I just wanna rock. I just wanna I just wanna rock. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya. Hit it once, no time. Side up, fuck, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my side. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up.
You know how many times I watched that? I watched that. It just kept on going around and around.
But that looks like Stevie J.
It looks like Stevie J. It looks like Puffy's face. Like even like that freeze frame right there.
Yeah. That is Puffy's face. Oh wow.
And the teeth. There's one point where he's like hitting, and the teeth, and because he's at this fruity moment as well in his career, it could have been him. It could have been Puffy like getting his groove on before all this stuff that had happened. Remember? Do you know what I always knew? Do you remember when I don't know if you remember when we used to have these conversations about R. Kelly? I said the reason why the R. Kelly thing has been going on for so long is because there's a lot of people that are also in that business doing, if not worse, the same thing.
Yeah.
I said that for so long. I know,
it's not
people
an
just be
anomaly.
like, oh, no, but and he did this and he... It's just like, yeah, but these dudes have all been in the same room with him and none of them are talking.
Yeah, yeah.
None of them are talking.
Well, I guess
because you're dabbling.
And if you think about what he was doing
Mm-hmm.
compared to the spectrum of what's going on, it's relatively contained, actually, because again, it's like
There was a lot of
there
consensual.
was women in the studios.
Yeah.
There's women in studios. So then you'd just be like, actually, on the spectrum of what's going on, if you think of Diddy's parties and sexcapades, which his team aren't saying are false, they're like everybody consented to these sex parties. You would probably have spent time with R. Kelly and being like, he's a bit weird with his women, but it's not in the same. But it's all deviancy, so you're just around it, innit? It's just everybody is being a bit of a deviant in a different way.
But there's levels to it, because I think on one hand, if you've got somebody that likes a little bit of a threesome, you can't necessarily put them in the same basket as somebody like Diddy or Kelly.
Yeah.
Because it's quite feasible that they would be there and not necessarily know, because you're there for your team.
You could, but then, you have staff that know everything.
Yeah.
And there are varying degrees of, I've seen this, seen that, and you just are like, this is what happens in the industry.
I was going to say, it's not just, I think, when we kind of put it into this place of, a threesome here or there, I think there is a commitment to a way of life, a lifestyle choice that we're talking about, that these guys have entered into once they became a part of the industry.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like there's certain people who talk about it. For instance, like you'll get the people that are really, really good artists and maybe not as big, but they're really good artists, but they know.
Yeah. Who you move with, who you don't.
Right.
And who you stay.
I'm surprised we didn't even touch on Ye today, because to be fair, yeah. Anyway, of all the people, I've always said about Ye as well, and I think a lot of them are just all a little bit.
You know what I'll say about that? So I didn't know he'd done 2 tweets. So I saw the first tweet.
2 tweets?
Yeah.
Who you talking about? Ye?
Yeah.
Kanye was tweeting for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
non-stop.
The first one I saw was the statement of he is I'm not even sure if you're allowed to say the words online now, but
probably not.
Yeah. So he is the N-word.
Yes.
The N-word. And then so to that one I was like, no, it's an experiment, because let's see who gets outraged at him saying that. Because if you weren't outraged at Elon, but you're outraged at Kanye, that's problematic, because if you're pissed off with Kanye, then you should be pissed off with Elon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I saw the one where he was just like, Jews are our slaves and this, that. And then I was like, Kanye, just, you're doing too much.
It's all a part of the same thing for Kanye. He's doing it all. And one part of me is like, you know what? Do it all. Like, let's see where it gets you. What would those people be? Is that an anthropologist who like watches life just happening? Whatever the word is. Like, just as an exhibit, let's see what Kanye can do and get away with. And then there's parts to, do you actually have any type of a moral compass? And maybe he's showing, I do not.
Yeah.
This is
as
what
he said,
it
I'm going
is.
to empty out my brain. And he said, every thought that has come to my mind, I have tweeted. And then he went on to just tweet porn. And I was literally like, you know what? Cool, innit? Like, have your full-bodied human experience.
It's interesting.
And see where it takes you. I quite like witnessing his human form crash outs.
Yeah.
Because how many of us actually have the bravery to just, and the cushion, because financially he's wealthy, he's a billionaire, the cushion to crash out.
What is this? What's this going on here?
I'm not going to crash out like that, but I'm saying, but what is the thing?
Some collusion with Gemini behavior, because the man is not righted. I don't care what anyone says.
I think it's very easy to,
and I don't think that what you're saying is he's having fun time Freddy on camera, online, whatever. But all of it is all sexual deviancy. It's all, the thing is, he's been doing it for so long. It's almost like he knows everyone's going to excuse his behavior. But the levels of attention seeking this man needs to exist is ridiculous. And the fact that that's exactly what everyone plays into. Like, he feeds on the fact that it wasn't, even though he did this, that it didn't go flying and it didn't get extreme virality is why he took himself off Twitter, because it got boring.
He got deactivated. He didn't take himself off. He didn't.
He said he was going.
He didn't deactivate his account. He was putting the porn out, and then he got deactivated.
Oh,
he got deactivated for putting porn out.
Basically, so all of the rants.
Do you know how much porn is on Twitter?
I don't think it's that though.
Because everything was going on, and then people started. This is other companies were now going on at Elon. You need to take him off, and then he started just posting porn. He was just posting porn. Like, it's. The thing with Kanye is, it is exactly that. But he always has to go a step further. So now your wife was out here naked. What's your next thing? It's probably going to be you hang yourself. Because where else can you go?
He needs the attention.
It's like you've gunned the race of people who you're not allowed to gun. He's gunned them repeatedly. He was still, as he said, I'm still alive. Bro, where else?
As a social experiment, Kanye is actually quite interesting. I like the thing that you said earlier on about the idea of just dumping, because actually there's a level of honesty and bravery in dumping everything that comes into your mind, because as we operate as a society, we know that there are, if we're all honest, we know during the day there are things that we say in our head that you will never say out loud.
But you have children. There is no excuse for his behavior. I think it's absolutely diabolical that he thinks that that's okay. You should not be. Whether he is dumping everything out, there is no rhyme and reason. There's nothing to it.
You see,
there's nothing that comes out of it that's like, oh my God, that makes sense.
I feel like
that's the point.
So that's
it's
why
for
it's
it not to make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to exist in any framework of a society.
So we don't need to see it.
He is literally being like, I am blah, blah, blah,
yeah, he's like, I'm not playing along. I'm not playing along.
You are though, but he still is.
Wait
That's
a second.
The whole thing. He still
this
is.
man has no needs. He had no reason. No one bothered him.
But that is the point.
But you can only be triggered
you're poking,
if you've got something to be bothered about.
So it's like you're poking the bear. You're poking the bear because
has he got a record
you
to
just
put
want to
out?
see. You know what?
No, he's just selling merch.
Oh, is that it? So again, that's why I don't care. I really think at this point now, the fact that he knows there are going to be more people that are going to be more like, you just don't get Kanye. He knows that.
I think he is so transparent. It's literally like watching a car crash.
Yeah.
But he can crash, innit? I'm all for his freedom of expression.
No.
Do your thing, Kanye. Do it
but
all.
There are consequences.
And then we all get to see it. Yeah. All not as well. And that's the thing where I actually do find him interesting, because he's living in that space of we all censor.
Yes.
And he doesn't, and he's still a billionaire. And that's the hypocrisy of this world that it makes me smile to see it. And in the same way, Elon occupies that space. So when I tell people you need to rage, that's what they're doing, and they're raging, and life still goes on. And it's actually like, it seeds in these people who have the audacity to be so heinous, but nothing happens to them. Why are we all self-censoring? Why are we all being like, no, you can't do this? No, we live in this framework. When you have these people who are heinous, who literally, Kanye is out here celebrating Cassie getting beaten up and selling a jumper that she was wearing. He's selling it, and other humans go out and buy it. We're sick.
Go back again.
When Cassie was being beaten up by Diddy in the hotel, the hoodie that she's wearing, he has recreated it, put it on his website, and folks are buying it. Nobody has a moral compass. Humans are sick.
I think because of the fact that he attention seeks, I don't think I've listened to an album of his since the graduation, whatever the second album.
Same.
I don't care. I don't care what music he makes. I think he talks rubbish, and I think he's an enemy of progress. I think every time he comes and says something new, he doesn't show me as a black man that he's someone I should follow.
Where his downfall is that in the beginning, where he was closer to his music, and so you've made some really great music, people will give you a bly.
Yeah.
But now we're not hearing great music.
No,
from him.
but not,
I haven't heard
Now you're
nothing
just being a
song.
chief.
Nothing from him is artistic.
Yeah.
I think he looks like a freak, and his women look like freaks.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, bro.
I think
it's boring now.
Yeah.
I think I found there was a version of Billie Jean that Kanye did a version of. He did it for the 40th anniversary of Michael Jackson's album.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
Yeah.
He put a beat that he used for another track behind Billie Jean.
Yeah.
And put that on the album. Why did you give that man an opportunity to do absolutely nothing for the 40th year anniversary of Thriller? Like, come on now. And so I just realized now he's just taking the piss. And I think, after a while, I'm not even some people are like, oh, but you're being a hater. And I was like, I actually don't care. I will fully call myself a Kanye hater and be happy with it.
Yeah.
Oh, Kanye. All right, shall we go? Though that was a bit of a debate anyway, but we'll do a quick official debate.
They not like us. No. They not like us. What? They not like us. No. They not like us. No.
Man, I did not crip walk like that at Wimbledon. Ooh, I would have been fine. It was all love.
Serena Williams should be cancelled for bleaching her skin.
I'm for.
And I'm against.
For a long time, Serena Williams has been
The pregnant pause.
a very prominent figure in the tennis world. Amazing tennis player, amazing opponent, and her sister Venus, not as big a tennis player as her. I always thought to myself, these two young black women would be consistently paving the way for the next generation of young black women. I never ever want to ever see the black women going forward and paving the way are the ones that do not look like themselves. Like 10 years ago, for instance. Like, I watched a video of her 10 years ago where Jamie Foxx kept on sending a message out to her almost. It was like and I love you, Serena, I love you, and all that kind of stuff. And she looked beautiful and whatever. And now she's like a shadow of herself. I don't know who she is. I don't know who that person is. I think that when people are putting themselves in those kind of positions where you're so formidable and you are so influential, but yet you are no longer representing the color that you was, you should not be allowed in the champagne room. Sorry.
So, Serena Williams, although her shade appears to be different, what we should take into consideration is when she was playing tennis out there in various countries around the world, maybe she had a tan. And just maybe... Just maybe how we are seeing her now is her actual coloration. Who are we to say that she is using a bleaching cream? What happens these days is people are out here using all these different types of cream to sort out their hyperpigmentation. Maybe Serena has been having skin peels and she is now clearing herself of hyperpigmentation, which we were seeing, or a tan. Maybe that's what's going on.
I know usually we leave it to the audience to decide, but I feel the need to intervene here. because.
But we haven't even done our closing arguments.
Okay. I'm sure that will be amazing. Sherona?
Serena is not just slightly tanned and a little bit lighter than her usual self, or she's supposed to be this complexion, but then there's receipts that when she first came into this whole industry, stroke world, even pictures of when she was young, when she was a tennis player with her sister, and Venus and her both have the same complexion, Let's just go there. She's a little bit lighter than Venus. A little bit, right? There's no way in hell that it's a tan or a lighter hyperpigmentation or anything like that. She self-hates. Hates thyself. She's changed her facial features. She dons a blonde wig and it ain't like Mary's. She self-hates. She actually wants to look like a certain type of black woman. I don't even think she wants to be white. I think she wants to be mixed race. So I'm going to tell you that like it is right now. Anyone that comes up going from one complexion to another, doing surgery, plastic surgery, and changing your nose and all that kind of stuff, and then wears, the most horrendous, because every single last one of her wigs, even before the bleaching, has been terrible. They just never ever had good hairstyles. The two of them, I just think it's criminal that in America that these two black women have always had bad hairstyles, but let's not digress. Across the board, she's just not the kind of person that I would ever want my daughter to look at and be like, yeah, that's what black women should look like. Sorry. Representation is everything. It's key. White people know that too. They know. That's why they don't put up Daniel Westbrook as a poster girl anymore.
Okay, was that your closing?
It could be whatever you want to call it, baby.
I will say, my closing arguments are that as black women, we do go through a lot. And I think it's fair to give people the benefit of the doubt and the freedom of expression that they can self-determine what they look like without losing their black card and being cancelled. I would like Serena to be able to express herself, wear the type of hair that she wants to wear, have the complexion that she wants to have. She came online herself and did a video saying, I would never bleach my skin. People are haters. She said that, and I'm going to take her word for it that she is not bleaching. And I feel as a community, we should take her word for it, because why would she lie? That's my closing argument.
Michael Jackson had vitiligo.
Thank you. Now, what do you want to say, Rusty Lee?
The idea that you would come to this debate and one of your arguments would be based around tanning is ludicrous, laughable, and disrespects the platform that we are on. And I feel that with the power invested in me, I want to expel you from this debate.
How can you expel me from the debate? It's for people in the comments
to
say whether or not who won the debate. It's not for you.
I feel like it's my duty to uphold the standards of the debate, of which you have fallen extremely short. And it's embarrassing.
Let's see what people say.
Okay.
Because her video stands. Right. She said, I have never bleached a day in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, like when Puffy said he didn't hit Cassie, and then the video came out.
Different tune.
Thank you so much, guys. That was episode 5 of the Queenagers.
I don't know what that was, but yeah.
Before we go, I never got my song.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So he was like,
We have been joined by. Oh, we should have like a round of applause. So
wait.
I've been Nana, Nans.
I've been Sherona.
And we have with us Nee Odate, our producer. Nee Odate, our producer.